Okay, in this case, we're going to make a chatbot that will allow a business's customers to check the status of their orders. In this case, for example, we're going to use a source which is a Google Sheets spreadsheet, where we have the order number, the status, some notes, the customer's name, and a delivery date. So basically, this chatbot will be conversational. So let's say hello. It will immediately process the conversational part and respond to me. It says, hello, how are you? How can I assist you with your order or any other question you have today? And I'm going to tell it that I want the information. Let's consider a scenario where we need information about a specific order. The chatbot promptly informs me that it requires the precise order number to proceed. So let's provide it with an order number. For instance, let's input 1000057. The system will then intelligently interpret that as the designated order, proceed to access the relevant Google Sheets database, and subsequently retrieve and present the requested information to us. In this particular instance, it communicates to me that there is absolutely no information available regarding the order as entered, and the primary reason for this is that I inadvertently typed the order number incorrectly. Specifically, in this case, I mistakenly added an extra 0, which led to the error. Therefore, we simply need to correct this minor oversight to obtain the correct details. And we wait. As you can see, it kindly tells you to please check the order, that the number is incorrect, and then you go in and check, and it finds the order for me and gives me, in a very organized way, the result of the search. So in this case, the order tells me that it has been received. It gives me some notes, which are the notes shown here in the notes column, the client's name, and the delivery date. Let's do another query we see here. When we will receive from the order. In this order. And it gives me, with that question, we ask when the order will be received. It went and found the order for me. As we can see here, it's this order that's highlighted, and it tells me that it will indeed be received on August 2nd and gives me the information that the order is in transit and that more information is needed. So as you can see, it's a very useful, very practical agent. So that for clients, the consultant checks their status and saves them a lot of time in their business. Now, how is this chat built? On the back end, we have this n8n template, which you'll find linked in the video description or in the associated blog post. It starts with a webhook, which basically receives the information, gets what the user sends on WhatsApp, and processes it here. Here we obviously have the AI agent component, which will contain the entire prompt where all the instructions are given. This prompt will also be shared in the associated blog post. For this video, here we have this information. It will also, of course, be included within the template, so it has the In the system prompt, we have here the OpenAI model, and in this case, we're using GPT-4-1 Mini. We have this simple memory component, which we're saving from the number that comes in from WhatsApp. This is to handle 5 context messages in memory so that the conversation flows more smoothly. And here we have the search task to get rows from a Google Sheets document. In this component, you add your Google Sheets account, select the description, you can put it here, or just set it automatically or manually. In my case, I have it set automatically. The resource is basically sheet within document, basically the one we have selected. The operation is to get rows from a Google Sheets sheet. We select the tab or file, which in this case is to Chato-Ordine status, the corresponding sheet. If we go to the Google Sheets document, we have one called Tu Chato de Resultados, and here is the order. In the blog post, by the way, and in the video, this Google Sheets document is also linked, so you can use it as a base for your implementation. It's also important to clarify that this isn't 100% tied to these columns. That is, I can add any informational columns that are needed. If you want to add extra columns to the notes, if you want to include the type of product that's in transit, if you want to add a promotional line, I don't know, any additional text, you can add it in columns because we're going to see that the object itself is being searched strictly here with the order ID column. In this case, we have the order ID column, but if you use a different column, you need to change this column here to the one that represents the order. And here, this option is very important, the one that says the value is automatically defined by the model. Basically, the model, based on the prompt we provide, will determine it in the conversation. Thank you. When the customer provides an order number, and this order number will be given to this tool to return the records. If you need more than one piece of data, here it's very simple. We just have to put the order here because we're asking the customer to inquire about a specific order. We don't have any other option. Here is the full combination of conditions in case you need other conditions. After this, we have the response webhook element, which is the one that will return the information generated by the AI agent. In your chat, we're going to create a flow. This flow will always start with a trigger message. We select the channel SMS receive, and this is very important here. Then we add the HTTP request. Here, we're going to enter the URL of the production chatbot. This URL is the one we take from the webhook in this production section. As you can see here, we have this production option. This is what runs when we already have this flow active. It's also important that before doing anything with the production environment, we need to have the flow active and published. Here in the body, we basically have these JSON elements. The user message link, which is the variable containing the last message sent by the client, and the front number, which is the client's WhatsApp number. Remember, this front number is what we're going to use as a context element for the chatbot's memory. After this, we have a response. This response will be returned in this structure, which is output and text. So, how do we do it? Basically, here you put pesos.output. And we click here and give the variable a name. In this case, we've already added it and the variable is called agent message. The custom field that we're going to use as a personalized one, then we link an object, which is a send message aware for reply, where we add the IG message here. How do we select it? We select here, go here, and at the bottom we'll have the custom fields from the conversation flow. We put it here and return it. It's not necessary to fill in the custom field, since by default we're filling the last user message variable, which, remember, is the one we have here in the body. So here we have the cycle. Basically, the client sends a message, the HTTP request is triggered, it's received in n8n, processed, returned, displayed here, and then waits for the user to reply. When the user replies, it starts the cycle all over again. In this way, we can easily build an agent that helps clients check their orders. It's good to clarify that this option can be embedded within a more complex flow, for example, one with a menu, but in this case it was added only in a simple flow where the client comes in and asks about their order. As you can see, it's a very practical, very simple example, and it can help your team save a lot of hours on customer questions related to order statuses. Thank you very much.